The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning, everyone. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 with your FM dial. Butch Hubbard here along with Bob Morgan on this Thursday morning, the 30th day of May. And it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup, along with Murphy Builder Supply and Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
All right, we got two different sets of guests this morning here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Bob, let's go ahead and get started with our first set.
Well, there's a big event taking place tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock down at Cracker Williams Park. They're going to have the ribbon cutting and the grand opening. The city's taking over that project, and it's going to be a big event. Bill Harvey's one of the commissioners here. He's helped spearhead this project. I guess David Earl, the mayor, will kind of give the history. Like that building's been there forever. It used to be a county-owned building. The county owned it for a while, and the city took it over. So tell how the city took it over and how that came about.
Yeah, Bob, thank you for inviting us on here to be able to discuss the renovations and the remodeling of the Cracker Williams Recreation Park. The county's owned that park, been leased to the county for quite some time now, and we all of us here, Mr. Harvey and myself and Butch and all, that Cracker Williams was the place to go when we were all younger.
That's right.
And today you can still see it, Bob. It's the most used park in the community besides Bill Marsh, which all the ball fields are out there, but it's the most used park. And Commissioner Harvey and I go by that thing several times a day, and there's always people there. So yeah, when the county decided they wanted to get out of the park business, the city owns that park, so they relinquished that back to us and told us that we want to get out of the park business, so we took it over. And the hard work and the dedication from our commissioners and the knowledge and the know-how that they thought that is the premier park of the community, and that's what they decided to do, was to go in there and remodel that thing and improve it and make a lot of changes, because there hadn't been any changes done to that park, Bob, in many, many years, probably 15, 20 years. The equipment there, the funny thing we do still talk about is the merry-go-round there. That thing was there, I think, when I was there, but we don't want to get rid of it because it still works good, and the kids love getting on that. But
they love getting on it.
They do. So it was a lot of work, and I really appreciate Commissioner Harvey. When we discussed this project of improving it, Commissioner Harvey agreed to be the chairman of the project, along with Commissioner Armstrong and Commissioner Stanley Todd to work on this project. And with the help of them and their knowledge and all, and then also with the help of Senator Blake Tillery of helping us get the Department of Corrections to come and provide us with the manpower to do the work at all in there. That was a big help. We have a limited supply of employees that can work there, but bringing in the Department of Corrections, that sped up the process. And I was just asking Commissioner Harvey when we started, and he said it's probably been about 6-7 months ago, so sometime around September when we started. But
didn't you also reach out to the University of Georgia? They came and talked to you about the plans.
Yes, and I'm sure Commissioner Harvey has talked about that, because we do have a plan on it. But I do want to make sure that we do recognize one of our great employees, David Bohannon. Between him and Commissioner Harvey, they have done a great job, and David Bohannon was the spearheading it for us for the city, and he did a great job. But I'm sure Commissioner Harvey's got a little to talk about the plan that the University of Georgia brought into us.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
A little closer to the mic, please, or move it to you. One of the two.
Either one, I'll slide
Either
up.
one, it doesn't matter to me. Because it does move.
Cracker Williams Park has been in our community for years. I think it was opened in 1961, when it was first built, and at that time it was, it was a big thing in Jesup, Georgia. Before that, we had a little log cabin type thing that was our recreation center.
Did you go to it when you were a youth in horse and buggy there, Bill? Or
Yes, yes, I rode a.
You did?
Yeah,
You
I
remember
rode
that?
a. Yeah, I rode a horse
That
there.
log cabin from, to the rec center.
Yeah,
then you logged, and then you went to the one room school for everyone back in the day.
Yeah,
right, Bill?
Yeah, and that looked like a one room schoolhouse there, that old building. I wish we'd have saved it. It was a shame that it was torn down, but it had to go, I guess. And I was thinking about that, Anyway, I hated that old log cabin was torn down. But we got the park back from the county, and started planning on what we were going to do with it. And there was a lot of things brought up, but we thought that it'd be the best thing. Let's go ahead and get that thing put back together and modernize it and do an upgrade on everything. And we had the University of Georgia come down and did looked at it and wrote a report back for us and made some suggestions. And it was so impressive what they did that I think everybody agreed. When I say everybody, all of the commissioners, everybody has really been worked together on this project. I was named the chairman, but all of our commissioners have really gone together and worked hard on seeing this thing goes through. It was 100% vote, I believe. Yeah, it was 100% vote on doing it. It was the amount of money we decided to put aside for it was $500,000, and that was voted in unanimously. So I was very pleased with that. The building, the plan that the university set together was to leave a lot of it, the facade anyway, the same. They were talking about retro buildings, and it was real popular right now, especially in larger cities. They go in and don't do a lot of changes to their building. They recommended that for Cracker Williams, and we went along with it. In fact, I think we went along, David, with everything they suggested. Yes, the first thing that and it's not finished. We still got some more to do on the park, but it's available for the children to use. We wanted to get it ready for when they got out of school for the summer, and although we will be still working there, we've got a big thing to put in is out in the park area is a bathroom for the children, a male and female bathroom, and a water fountain. That was one thing we wanted to do, and we wanted a place for the parents to sit where they'd be close to the playground but wouldn't be having to sit out in the sun. So that pavilion is going to be put in. We're going to be working on it, but the whole project is turning out, I think, better than we planned. There's a lot of people to be like that, and I'm really not one of them. I appreciate you saying that, Mayor, but Bohanna has done a great job. He has done a great job. All our city employees have done a great job. I'd like to mention Mike Deal. Mike has really worked hard on this thing. He's provided a lot of leadership on it, and he's been instrumental in this park coming together. There's no question about that. Joey Williams, I'd like to mention him. He works with Bohanna, and those two guys have really done a lot of the work themselves on equipment out there that has saved us a ton of money. Plus, we used some of the old equipment and some of the equipment that was put out there by different people that paid for it. I know Rainier, the Women's Garden Club, a bunch of folks. I hate to start that because I'm not going to get them all, but they have really. That equipment was still good, and we used every bit of it. We used everything that was out there, I believe. I don't think we did away with anything. No. Can you think of anything? No.
When you drive by, you see the outside. What all's taking place in the inside of the building? Because that'll be open tomorrow for people to come.
Yes, it'll be open. It's not completed, but
We
left it
on the inside. They're still working on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're still working on it, but they're coming to a closing on that. That's what our inmates worked on, and I agree with the mayor that they've done a wonderful job in that building. The building itself, we wanted it to look as much the same as we could, but we'd stripped all the electronics out of it, all the electricity and things out of the wiring. Air conditioning is all new, redesign. We've got 2 huge fans. I'm not going to say the name of them. I guess it'd be, but they're big fans. They turn real slow. That building has always been a problem with heating and cooling. Had plenty of units to cool it and heat it, but the circulation was bad. So we've got these big fans. They turn real slow, but they circulate the air.
Ceiling fans?
Yes, they're up in the ceiling.
Okay.
And
there's a name for them. The company makes them. They're called a big something fan. And they really are. They're really huge. I mean, they would be bigger than this room right here.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's every bit as big as this room.
People keep asking, though, once the building's completed, is it going to be able to be rented out like it was in the past? So people be able to have wedding receptions, things like that, parties. So that's the plan, to have it
It'll be
used.
as far as renting the building. It'll be for rent. We're going to have the times when the pool will be rent for parties. We're putting in areas out in the park that will be used for birthday parties and things like that. I think people are going to like it.
What's the
looks really
timeline on the pool, Mayor? We have a timeline on the pool?
The timeline, yeah, we've applied for a grant from the state of Georgia, and we've been approved, and we're just waiting on the paperwork on the grant for the swimming pool. But I think right now our main goal right now is the first goal that the committee looked at was to get the park open. And there's still, as Commissioner Harvey said, there's still a couple of things to do to go in there. We still got to put the ADA swing in there, which is going to be right off the parking area, and building the pavilion. The pavilion will be right there off the concrete slab, which will have a roof over it and restrooms and water system right there. So when the parents do come with their kids, they got a place to get. And so that's what we're working toward right now, which should be finished, in the near future. But the inside, the pavilion and the inside of the building, we're still looking, Mr. Bohannon said we're probably looking at 3 months before that's completed. Once we complete those projects, then we'll tackle the swimming pool. Of course, we got to get a backhoe in there and get the clay out of it. So we'll have to start that project, but we're waiting on the grant and all that. So that's going to be a tremendous help. Mr. Dill and Molly applied for the grant that the Department of Natural Resources,
Yes.
Commissioner Harvey, have allotted us. So that's going to help us. So the main idea that all the commissioners, when we sat down and discussed this thing, is we wanted to open up the park and have it accessible just like it used to be when we were all younger, a place to swim, a place to gather for weddings, for parties, for reunions. When the county had it, it was rented pretty much every weekend.
Yep.
Every weekend for about 9 months when we took it over. And of course, we had to call everybody and let them know because it needed a lot of renovations. The inside is just, once you get in there, you're going to realize what a good job these folks have done. The bathroom's been enlarged. Those were used to be a problem, not being able to use the restrooms and all inside the rec building. But as Commissioner Harvey said, University of Georgia, when they gave us back the diagram, they told us not to change any of the infrastructure. The inside of the building was classic, and they said they loved it. Of course, we put new windows and all in.
Yeah, we put windows for air conditioning and heating purposes in. The bathrooms have been greatly improved. They're larger. The men's bathroom only had one toilet. We put another toilet in and enlarged it. Everything is top notch. In fact, one of the commissioners, I can't remember, I think it was Nick Harris, said something about we want this to be like the City of Jesup Country Club. and that we're treating it like that. We're going to have it that way.
Well, the big events tomorrow, and I want you to invite everybody. What else is going to take place tomorrow after the ribbon cutting? I think you said the Rotary Club was helping out with the food.
Yeah. Well, this is just opening up the children's playground, and we wanted everybody in Jesup, Wayne County, to come by and take a look at it and bring their children, let them play in it. It's going to start at we'll be out there around 10 o'clock. They'll start around 11, and then we're going to have hot dogs and lemonade for the children, and that park is it's 90% complete. We're going to put a picnic area between Brunswick Street and the park where people can go in and cook hamburgers and hot dogs and that kind of thing. Benches and tables and everything for them to sit around in that area. That has to be put in, and the pavilion has to be put in, and
all that construction can be done while people are using the park over the next few months.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to know about a kitchen update. We all know it had a kitchen.
There'll be a kitchen in it just like before. I think they're going to have an ice machine. I don't know if they had an ice machine before, but now.
I don't know. And with the pool, will there be a splash park for the young ones? We don't know, huh? Or do
we haven't quite got that situation yet.
This is just a text that came in here. So
that's still out in our information of what we're looking at and the wants from the community. Of course, we'd love to do everything that everybody wants, and it would be nice. But I think the improvements that we're doing right now, if you see the folks that are out there for the parties on the weekends, the kids that are playing in it. The slides that are put out there, the new swings, something that I've noticed every time I go around, and I think this was Mr. Bohan and Mr. Deal's idea. You see the wooden pieces of light pole that are buried into the ground to circle the whole property there, where the playground. You'd be amazing to just watching the kids just learning to walk on top of that, and getting exercise. Yep. And then the mamas and daddies can sit right there real close to the swings or to the slide. So, we created seating that we didn't know we were creating.
That's true.
All of a sudden, because you go by there all the time, and I see them out there sitting on those wooden stools. That's pretty neat. So that was a pretty ingenious idea and all, and it kind of encircles the whole playground area, so the real small kids don't wander off. So it really is looking nice, and it's going to be exciting to see, as Commissioner Harvey said, to see the families back out there on the weekends doing birthday parties, having a place to get. So, Butch, on this pool and the splash pad, that's something that once we complete this project, we will start on that, and that'll probably be the first year when we start working, trying to figure out how we're going to do that.
Well, that answers the person question who just texted in. Does the tennis courts still use there?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll continue to be there?
Yes. They'll continue to be just where they are, and they hopefully they'll be. Don't get a lot of use there, but hopefully it'll pick back up and things. We'll have lights there.
Something we're also looking at, and the University of Georgia put in our plan, and not quite sure how that's going to work out, is a walking path.
Yeah.
A walking path around the park, to go around the park a lot all the way. So if the mama's there and the daddy's there, somebody can sit and watch the kids, and they can get their exercise. So we're trying to create a walking path all the way around the facility.
It'll be around it and then go through it, and then there'll be a little circle inside of it so that you can walk actually a mile. You'll be walking over some of the same areas, but you won't be going in the same direction. So you can. It'll be about a mile.
Be like a road course then, huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Kind of like a road course. But you've got the big ribbon cutting tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
at the Quacker Williams Recreation Center. So if you want to see the updates and the future plans, be there tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Everyone's invited. Rotary providing some food there.
Yes,
Is that right, Bill?
Rotary's going to be there cooking, and we're going to be have hot dogs and no hamburgers, but hot dogs. They're really for the children, but if we have enough left, we'll be giving them out to everybody. But we'd like for all the children to have something there to eat on, and
Okay.
I would like to say one thing, Butch. I would like to thank the citizens and the community and all for being patient with us during our time of construction. I know a lot of them have called and want to know when they can get into park and all. So it has been a struggle for some, but we've worked through it, and we've got it where now we're really excited about opening up our park.
I know the entire community is excited about the renovated, updated Cracker Williams Recreation Center. With the improvements that have been made and the improvements that will be coming over the next year. It's exciting for the community.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good job to the city of Jesup and everyone involved.
Well, thank y'all again for helping us out with this.
All right. We go from talking about a recreation center to talking about catfish. We got more guests in the world famous on here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show in just a moment.
Can you find it?
The Georgia Dermatology WIFO-FM Big Dog Country Cash Can.
Imagine, if you will, a specially marked can hidden in Wayne County, Georgia, worth $1,055. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, find the cash can. Clues to the can's location will be read Monday through Friday live on WIFO at 7:10 a.m., 12:50 p.m., 3:03 p.m., and 5:50 p.m.
Shortly after 5 p.m. on Friday, the clues will be posted online at BigDogCountry.com.
Purchase necessary. You must be 18 to claim the prize. Complete rules online at BigDogCountry.com.
The Georgia Dermatology WIFO-FM Big Dog Country Cash Can. This promo will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. World famous Butch and Bob Show for this Thursday morning. And our second set of guests are getting settled in right now. And we've got Heather from the Wayne County Tourism and some folks with her this morning. And Heather, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You need to turn the mic to you. There you go.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us this morning.
Okay. And what are we talking about this morning, Heather? Fish or what?
We're talking about fishing, the Wayne County Catfish Tournament.
All right. So tell us all about it.
Well, we're kicking off this weekend with the Wayne County Catfish Tournament. It's going to be June 1st and 2nd, which is going to be Saturday and Sunday. It's a 12 noon to 2 o'clock tournament, fishing for the biggest 5 total weight catfish.
12 noon on Saturday to 2 on Sunday, right?
That's correct.
Because you said 12 to 2. That sounded like a 2-hour tournament there.
No, sorry. 12 on Saturday till 2 on Sunday.
Okay. All right.
So we're excited about that. I have with me Mike Lane and Will Murphy, my board members and my chairman, to help me talk a little bit about this. We're taking registration forms right now at the office, and you can pick up one of those from the train depot, or you can pick them up at Bait and Tackle Shop. So if you're not registered, we're urging you to come on and get registered and fish with us this weekend. The river's perfect, weather's perfect, a little bit hot, but I mean, what more can you ask for?
South in the summer. What do you expect?
Right.
That's nothing new. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
All right, tell us what's going on your involvement with the catfish tournament.
Well, this is one of our best events of the year. We always have a good turnout and have fishermen from all over the state come in to fish this tournament. Once again, I just want to remind everybody we're already getting the phone calls about some people trying to preset bush hooks and catch some fish and have them set out in cages somewhere so they can act like they caught them during the tournament. But our polygraph is already set up. They will be there, and as people know, it does work. Last year we had to kick one out of the tournament that would have finished in first place, and so everybody just, once he failed the polygraph twice, we moved everybody up a place, and he's no longer allowed to fish in any of our tournaments. So once you get caught cheating, you're not banned from just that tournament. You're banned from any and all future events with the Wayne County Board of Tourism.
It's amazing what people will do for money.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know that?
Sure is.
Cheat in a fishing tournament. I mean, geez. Who do you have with you there?
This
Mike?
is Will Murphy. He is now the chairman of the tourism board.
Good morning, Will.
I think he wants to talk about our sponsors too when he gets a minute.
Okay, Will.
Good morning. Of course, like Mike said, this is one of our biggest tournaments of the year, actually our biggest tournament of the year, and it's a great turnout. And, you know, we couldn't do most of the events we do without the sponsors that we have. This year we have Neesmith Chevrolet as our premier sponsor. And then, of course, along with them, we have Rayonier, Department of Natural Resources, Autumn Hall Steak and Seafood, Wayne Obstetrics and Gynecology, Interstate Credit Union, Heritage Bank, R&R Auto Sales, Hendricks Holland, Satilla EMC, City of Odom, Jesup, and Scriven, and also have Prime South Bank and Hog and Bones sponsoring our event this year. So we want to give a lot of thanks to them and hope everybody thanks them when they see them as well.
Okay. Mike?
Well, I will add that the only change that we're having in this year's tournament, as everybody knows, our payout is based on the number of entries. We do pay out $7,500 guaranteed to first place, and then everything adjusts according to the number of entries we have. And a total of $14,000 payout is based on 170 entries. Now, the only thing that we have changed is in the past we have paid $250 out to the biggest fish in the non-catfish species, which means people could bring mudfish, gar, or anything like that in there. We have made a decision this year not to pay that category out because of, in the past, people tend to catch the mudfish and the gar and they just throw them in the bottom of the boat. They don't keep them on ice, and by the time they bring them up to the weigh-in, they're starting to smell.
Mm-hmm.
So we've made the decision not to pay out that category just because of people bringing in fish that are smelling.
Okay. And so for the person to win the top prize, what do they have to do?
All right, it's the total weight of the heaviest 5 fish, and 4 of the 5 must still be alive. You're only allowed to bring in 1 dead catfish.
Mm-hmm.
So what a lot of people do, if they catch a 40 or 50 pounder, they'll go ahead and throw him on ice. They're not going to take a chance on losing him or anything. But 4 of the 5 fish have to be alive, and total weight wins the top prize.
Well, there's some big old catfish in that river right there.
Yes, sir.
All right, and it's the levels on down there at 5.2 feet, and so that's getting to good fishing level there.
Perfect river level for a catfish tournament.
Yep. I know in the past few years we've had it up there really pretty high there, but now it's down a little bit.
Let me add that we are still paying out our biggest fish caught by a kid and female.
Okay.
We're still paying those out, so I didn't want them to think we was cutting that.
All right. Heather?
And the registration fees, $200 a boat, which means 2 people, $100 per angler. Kids under 16 fish free with us. There's an optional $10 big fish pot for a $1,000 payout on that also. And just to go back and say a little bit about Sunday. Sunday, is our weigh-in. Between 10 to 2 is when everybody starts coming in. So we invite the public to come out. This year I've had a couple of vendors call and interested in coming out. We got somebody coming to sell snow cones. We got somebody coming to do boiled peanuts. So even though it's going to be a hot day, we're going to have some things out there that you can purchase to cool off and bring the kids and the family out to spend that Sunday afternoon with us and see some of these big catfish that come in.
Okay. So the catfish tournament, the Wayne County Tourism Board Catfish Tournament this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, starting at noon on Saturday, going to 2 on Sunday, weigh in at 2 on Sunday. And remember, folks, if you're one of the top winners, you will have to take that polygraph.
That's correct. And you can register online still at active.com. You can go to the Wayne County Board of Tourism's website, which is waynetourism.com. Go to the online registration for the catfish tournament and register online, or you can print out your registration forms and your rules there and bring them to us, and we'll take your registration fee at the office or on site Friday.
All right. What have been some of the biggest catfish caught in the previous tournaments? Do y'all, Mike?
Well, last year we set a new blue record.
Oh.
I think it was 38 pounds. 38 pounds.
The
Omaha
one
River
I
Blue.
can remember, and I hope I'm close to being right on this, but it seems like several years ago, Kevin Yeomans and David Geiger brought in one of the biggest flats we've had weighed in the tournament. And I want to think it was upper 50s or low 60s.
Okay.
During the tournament by Rod and Reel.
And
Danny Emmons has brought in a couple of big ones.
Davis has brought in a couple big ones for us.
That's the one that Kevin Yeomans then brought in was the biggest one, but we might have to go back. That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, can they catch it by rod and reel and bush hook?
No, sir.
No.
Rod and reel only.
Just rod and reel only.
And
No
that's
bush
something
hooks.
we changed a couple years ago. I think the year before last we changed because basically in our rules you have to be 150 feet away from another person fishing on the river. So if Mike's over here, I have to be 150 feet away from him. And you have to be 150 feet within distance of your boat if you decide to fish on a sandbar or on a bank.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a 3-rod per person limit, and we've changed that so they can fish with whatever they feel like their boat capacity could hold for their rod and reels.
All
so
right.
that is a change that we made a couple years ago. That's
Real
I've got a
quick.
cause about.
Real quick before we leave, I know we're running out of time. We want to let everybody know that we are fixing to have a meeting, and we're in discussions about bringing our Grand Slam tournament back, which will be typically the third weekend in August.
Yeah,
So
17th and 18th.
everybody that enjoyed that tournament, keep your ears open, because there's a good chance we'll be trying to reintroduce that tournament this year and see if we can get some more participation out of it than we've had in the past.
And that's catfish, mudfish, gar,
Panfish,
and
bass.
bass, and that is a Bush Hook tournament.
Okay, so we'll
that's like a good old boy tournament for the local guys.
Good old boy tournament. Any of y'all caught a big catfish out of the river?
Biggest one I've caught by rod and reel was 34 pounds fishing with Bud Yeoman, because I don't know how to
Was that
catch them. It was fun, but I've tried to catch them by myself. I don't have any luck. I think it's all about the partner, though. If y'all know Paul Drawdy, he was my partner, and I think I needed a better partner. Hope you're listening, Paul.
It's like Bob when he plays in a golf tournament. He surrounds himself.
That's right.
With
It's all
three
about the
good
team.
players. And in fishing tournament, you got to surround yourself with people who really know how to fish. Right.
That's right.
Makes you look good.
That's correct.
All right. So once again, Heather, how can folks enter the tournament if they hadn't done that yet for the catfish tournament this Saturday and Sunday?
This Saturday and Sunday, Wayne County Board of Tourism office at the Jesup Train Depot, or you can go online to waynetourism.com, go to the catfish tournament online registration through active.com, and you can register there. Again, office will be open 9 to 5 on Friday for registration, and then on site Friday at the fairgrounds, along with Saturday morning. We'll take registrations up to tournament time on Saturday.
Okay, all the way up to 12, and then the weigh-in at 2 on Sunday. Bob, any final questions or comments for our guest this morning? All right. Well, good luck with the tournament.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks for having us.
WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, the Women's Health Center, also by the Wolf Animal Hospital, and Mike Birch Ford in Black Cheer.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.